The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Check it out.
Welcome back to RezX TV, a lifestyle show for everyone, each and every single one of you. I'm Brad Bellegarde, I'm your host. And you know what, we got a really good jump on this season. You know, we've done a lot of things. We got to check out some fastball. We got to check out some climate action conversations and just speak to members of the community that are involved in the music industry. Even just taking a look at the 20 years. We celebrated 20 years here this year. If you didn't know, now you do. But speaking of the fastball stuff for Treaty 4, the Treaty 4 championships, sports is a big thing in Indigenous country, you know. Even like in every treaty territory, we're going to see lots of sports. And one thing that's been happening for many years here in this city is a hockey tournament that has reserves from all over. I know there's rivalries, and it happened when I was a kid, but this particular hockey tournament, it's called the Oskana Cup. And I think it's really cool that we get to go check these out as RezX TV and show you like just how competitive our First Nations peoples are in a good way, and it brings that community together. So here's a couple individuals when we went down to Oskana Cup that happened here in Regina at the Cooperative Centers. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm Shelley LaValle. I'm the president of Oskana Minor Hockey Development, Inc., and we run our annual event, which is the Oskana Cup Aboriginal Hockey Youth Championships. And we are now in our 17th year this year. I'm also a hockey coach. I coach in Hockey Regina. I coached Team Saskatchewan for National Aboriginal Hockey Championships and many other teams, and I'm coaching the War Ponies here on this weekend, a girls team. The whole tournament is all about supporting and promoting our Aboriginal youth involved in competitive hockey. That also includes the Masters Division, and the Recreation Division are also supporting our youth. So they support the youth by coming to the tournament because they're coming here anyways. Many of them have children or grandchildren on the hockey teams. They could be uncles, they could be dads, and they want to play too. So we've got their divisions in as well. Because the whole family comes. It's not just one or two people that come to represent one youth, one player. Along will come the whole family. Some families, they might have 2 or 3 children in different divisions. So they might have a kid in U9, U11, and U18 or U15. And plus the dad might be in the rec tournament or they're in the Masters tournament. Well, actually we take teams from anywhere as long as they're Aboriginal. So they could be First Nations or Métis or Inuit. Right now our furthest team away that we have comes from Nunavut. It's a U18 team. They flew into Winnipeg and they chartered a bus to Regina. And they're on the ice right now.
My name is Gleason Apaya from RV at Nunavut. My hometown's about 300 miles north from Churchill, Manitoba. We're the southernmost. I'm the team manager for Kiwanda Canucks U18. A lot of our players play down south, Winnipeg, Thompson, AAA, Notre Dame. I have about 5 players that I flew down to Winnipeg with, and then we took a bus here. And all of them are Inuit, and they're very good. These boys have been playing competitive hockey for the past few years, so they know the bus ride, long bus rides, and all the team meals. So it's fun. We're on the bottom bracket right now. If we lose, we're out. There's 6 more teams left, and this game coming up is one of our biggest that we have to win. First to the puck. That's our game plan. First to the puck. Every shift, every game. Shoot from anywhere. Garbage goals. Garbage goals are the same as fancy goals.
A great experience to watch all the kids playing and all the other teams as well, you know. And we also had this weekend, we had a special event. We had Theo Fleury come in, and so he was here for the past 2 days signing autographs, taking pictures. He brought all his rings with him, and he had them on display. And he went and coached. He was a guest coach on each of the Rifles bench this past weekend. We had him coach each team one time, so we had 6 teams. So he was on each bench. And the kids just loved it, and so did the coaches as well, because they got a coach alongside of him. It's extremely high. Like even Theo Fleury, when he was here, he said that it's just amazing how much talent we have at the tournament, because he also went and watched games. In addition to doing everything he was doing, he was watching the games. And we've had Ethan Bear here when he was U18. Yes, he was here. So that's exciting. I actually have the score sheets from those games. I saved them. Like I mentioned, I'm also a coach. So I was approached a few weeks ago by a girls team, the War Ponies, telling me their story that they had no coach. And so I said, okay, well, I'll coach your team. So I coached that team, and I got the bug in me again, because we mercied a team yesterday. We had a score of 7-0. So that was a really good experience for me to feel that coaching again, you know. So I know it's not over for me either. I'm just gonna keep on coaching.
We're very happy to be here. Great hospitality, good food, good friends, making new friends.
Well, it's all about meeting new friends, making new friendships for life. In many cases, for the children, they'll know each other for years to come in the game of hockey and other sports as they get to know each other from year to year. As you know, either as teammates or as they might be opposing teams at some time. So, and then you hear all the cheering for the parents and you know, all the visitors that are here that come. And well, thank you so much. And yeah, we plan this event all year round. Like, we'll start planning it on probably on Tuesday. We'll start planning it tonight. When the tournament is over, we have after the event, we get together, have a meal, the volunteers and the board, and we'll talk about what happened, what can we do better, what should we do next year. So we're already on it for next year already.
Boom. There you have it. Like it's so awesome how competitive that the whole idea of hockey in First Nations country is. You know what? I want to know, if you want access to cover, like be on the location like we do for the First Nations University Powwow, for Treaty 4 Powwow, to be at the Oskana Cup, send us a message. Let's let the community know, because we'll be there. There's nothing better than watching our own people celebrate sports and happy environments like that. Yeah, it's great. I wish I could play hockey, but I gave up sports, blame it on my knees, just to be an MC. You know, and speaking of MCs, an MC, if you don't know what that is, it's somebody that could control the microphone, hold it down, you know, switch tones up, put words together in sentence formats, stop all whack MCs like doormats, all that cool stuff. You know, kick, flip words. And I had the opportunity to go to 306 Hip Hop Shop here in Regina and sit down with somebody I can honestly say I would put in the upper echelon of the next generation of rappers, off the top freestyling, but also how he was inspired by skateboarding. I got to sit down with him at the 306 Hip Hop Shop and just chop it up and have a conversation. His name is Aiden Lang, but his MC name is Lagddy Lang, and he actually, when he was 14 years old, he won an open mic freestyle competition at the Exchange, and he beat out artists that were like 19, 20 years old. But that's when he was 14, and he's homegrown, went to Scott Collegiate, you know, and here it is. Here's our conversation. Another episode of RezX TV. We're here on location. Brad Bellegarde, one of your co-hosts, also known as Infrared. Well, we're bringing a special treat here. Come take a walk with me. Right now, we're actually in the new location of the 306 Hip Hop Skate Shop. Merchandise, all this cool stuff. You need kicks, you need shoes. Right here. We're just gonna have some fun today because it is hip hop. You know, you had a little small shop before, but now he's going big on this stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking a look around and everything, talk to a couple homies that I've met along the way, and really just have some fun with this. On Access Now, RezX TV, I'm your co-host, Brad Bellegarde. Let's come take a sneak peek over here. Skateboarding, anything that you need. But if you really want to see supercars, you come to a super shop. Brad Bellegarde, RezX, let's have some fun today. Booyah. We're back here on the RezX TV, on location, 306 Hip Hop Skate Shop. I'm your host, Brad Bellegarde, and I'm sitting here with one of our next guests who goes by, I'm Aiden Lang, Lagddy Lang. He's a young skater, hip hopper that's coming up. Introduce yourself.
Yo, it's the LAGDDY, and I'm over here. This guy called me over here, telling me he wants to talk about some stuff, so I'm here to show my experience about what the cool nature is. Every time I'm hanging out, you already know what's going on. You know what's happening, and it just happens like that. So I'm here.
Word up, man. Well, first of all, thanks for coming to kick it. I want to just chit chat a bit. I've known you for like quite a few years now, and I know you as first of all, I'd say this. I'll put this out there to a lot of artists. He's up there. He's up our echelon when it comes off the top freestyling. Definitely would say that about you. But there's more to the character. Let's start with skateboarding. So how old are you right now?
I am 19 years old. I'll be 20 in like 7 days.
Oh, so okay, so.
And I don't even want to think about that.
Well, yeah, man. I remember when I'm not even 20 yet. So, I wanted to ask skateboarding. Now, let's start with skateboarding because we're in this shop right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's lots of boards. How old were you when you started skateboarding?
I would say I was 4 years old.
Wow.
4 years old. If I stepped on my first board, didn't know anything, but I stepped on it, and I could just say it was was rezzed out board. It wasn't in good condition. I don't even know what the heck it is. So I was just like, oh my gosh. So I would do little manuals on it and just imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, I don't know, I see a game like Skate 2. Skate 2 was out around the time. No, I think it was Skate 2, yeah.
Yeah, there's like Tony Hawk Pro Skate.
Skate 2, but it was one of those games. And then I think it was that game that really scratched it all up. And I was just like obsessed with the way people would fall on their face and obsessed with the way that anything with wheels would move, the bearings and everything. What else?
So that was 4 years old. And then
Damage.
did you go, so where did you skate? Did you just skate on the street? Like, do you remember when you got older in elementary school? Did you used to skateboard to school?
Yeah, I used to skateboard to school. I remember I wasn't really skating so much there. I would find this one smooth road. It was always a smooth road because all the sidewalks, it was rocks, and I was scared because I would fall.
Yeah.
And then I would get up and stuff like that. I would walk the rest of the way. But then most of the time when I was at school, I would get the board taken away from me because I would take it out with recess, and then like I wouldn't care what the teachers would say. So I was like, okay. So I would always get in trouble with mostly that at the start. That's when I didn't really care. So then I just skated every single day out front. I was being like thirsty and so dehydrated that I didn't really care. Remember, I had these little mints and they were helping. I don't know how that worked out, but they were helping. I remember I would skate every single day, and nothing really got better because I had fears of absolutely everything. I didn't want to do anything, so I would imagine it like I'm playing, and then
You didn't want to wipe out?
no, I would just imagine like I was playing. I was just like, oh, at least I'm not right. Once I learned how to turn a thing. I was like, holy cow, I could turn the damn skateboard. And then moving on forward to that, when it came to seeing people on videos and stuff like that, and I was just like, this is real stuff, because I always thought it was like action stuff. Like I thought they had like glue to their shoes.
So they could stick to the board?
Yeah. I was just like, what the heck? And like, I was like, that's why I didn't really try nothing. I had no one to teach me to skate at all. And when I got my first board, it was a Walmart board. I don't know. My parents didn't know what I was getting, so I was just like, I would stick with it. And then, of course, I'm gonna get made fun of. They're like, yeah, you got a Walmart board. I remember all these people, they got pro boards, all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I'm just a little kid, and then
So how old were you around this time?
Around this time, I was probably just like turning around like 11 and stuff like that.
Grade 6, grade 7.
And then like winters would go by and I wouldn't skate at all.
Yeah.
At all. I would just be playing Skate 3 around the time.
Oh yeah, because I guess we used to have one indoor shop.
And then I would come here most of the time, like once a week. My mom would try to take me here because she knew how much fun I had here. But like when it came to having fun here, that's when I actually started getting better and achieving more stuff and getting more things unlocked.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't believe it. I could get off the ground myself and people actually say, yo, no way.
Oh,
no way.
An ollie?
Yeah, like, no way. And I got off the air and I felt that, man. I felt that jump. And I was like, damn. It was just unbelievable. And doing other stuff, but at the same time getting in trouble. And then when it comes to like going that Rochdale Park.
Oh yeah, Winston Knoll outdoor
around there near the baseball diamond. There's that skate park. That's my home skate park. And when I go there, there's a bunch of teenagers around town. This is now going on to like 2013. I was like grade 5 and maybe like 12.
So the older kids were there?
Yeah, they were older around the time, and you know what they're doing. They're up to no good. Yeah. But like when I see the kind of nature they had and the smiles on everyone's faces and stuff like that, and I would look and it was like everyone here is having so much fun, and I don't know, I was just wanting to be there, but no one knew who I was. I was just sitting there standing around and stuff, and my brother would come here and there, and he would stay outside. He didn't really want to go around there, so I would be in the middle of everyone. I remember people telling me to get out of the way and stuff like that, and I would get yelled at, and I wasn't scared because I knew there was like some kind of feeling from them. I don't know, they're just all happy and they're all skating, and people would fall on their face
Yeah. Rock out hard.
And I would see that, and I'll just like, and then we'll get up laughing. They would probably get up and spark a smoke or something, you know. Oh my gosh. And then, you know, every day I was just kind of pit the toys away, you know.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. So where did you grow up? Which area? You grew up in the north end of Regina?
Yeah, around here.
Okay. And then your first high school, was that Scott? Was your first high school?
No, it was at O'Neill High School. It was a Catholic school.
Yeah, I know.
Back at grade 9.
Okay. Okay, so
back in grade 9, and that was a good school, but I wasn't a good kid. So it was funny, stupid stories about that school just for one semester.
When you went to,
I was a delinquent.
Oh yeah, so there's a rap name for you, Lagddy Delinquent. I want to jump fast forward then. Let's fast forward to like, okay, Scott. When I was working out at Scott Collegiate, we would go bust freestyles at lunchtime. We go lock down in the studio.
It seems like that was just yesterday. I feel like I still have that same kind of little guy in me and stuff like that.
Yeah. So when did you start getting influenced into like the rap game? Like when did you start really pushing towards rapping? Because let's jump to was it 2018? You won the rap search contest that happened at the Exchange.
That was April, I believe.
Oh, yeah,
April of
20,
I don't know.
2018.
I don't know.
It was 2018, I think. It's 2018 when it was.
Yeah.
So that's already 5 years ago.
I was 14 around that time.
14 years old when you won it. You beat every other rapper that entered it. Okay, so what got you into rapping?
Just hearing that stuff. I don't know. I was just like so miserable in the type of way. I was just like, at the time, I was just like not so in the best way of looking and other ways of dressing and stuff like that. So I didn't really have nothing to like other than, you know, riding a board up and down the street. So then, like, I don't know, just hearing everything like that. I don't care about all the depressing stuff. I was just like, I like 90s hip hop.
That's never in there, yeah.
So I would play like a lot. And I would listen to the same stuff every day. And still to this day, I would listen to that music.
Yeah, like what's an example?
I would like, man. I collect CDs and there's all the old school platinum
like
stuff.
What, like
you can know.
Gangstar and stuff?
Gangstar, I got his best, his greatest.
His greatest hit, the double disc one?
Yeah, the double disc one.
Yeah, see, that's it, man. That's
anything like that, man.
See, you're an old soul when it comes to that. I'm an old soul. But I still listen to that stuff too on the daily. Okay, so you're listening
to that music and rhythm that I would catch on from. And
yeah.
I would like it. It would cheer me up, and I would just, you know, no one's home, so I'll bust a rhyme so no one hears me. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to hear me, you know. So I'll do my very best.
Yeah.
So I do my very best, and oh man, I'll feel good. I feel like I let something off my chest. I was just like, you know what, this feels good, because I always would dance too, and I just felt like dancing, you know, swinging and stuff like that, and like. It just came to a point where I was just like, you know, I'm just kind of master this, and I got like libraries of books just from practicing every day, just from having that spark.
Yeah, man.
And I would just write through books at the time, and I wasn't really fooling around with any type of drama. So like,
yeah,
I had all the time just to boogie and just, oh man, it was so sweet.
That's cool that you say that, because it's like, for me, kind of like. Freestyling is kind of like a therapy for me. Something could be bothering me, but I could bust a rhyme.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like, it shifts my mind frame away from what I was worried about to like, cool, I just busted a rhyme. So doing that every day, do you think that it helped? It helped formulate you? Like
at the time, it helped. It helped just go up and up. And then next, you know, I have friends that are rapping with me. So it was all a good time and stuff like that. It's not really around anymore. I don't really do anything as like that as nowadays, but like every day I have this type of feeling where it's just like, you know, let's just try something, because every time when I give it a shot, someone laughs, but I know everyone in the room is gonna nod their head.
Well, yeah, let me say that. So I noticed you were in the studio, what was it, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
What was that like, getting back into the studio?
How did you know about that?
And you posted it up on one of your social accounts.
Oh yeah, at Blue Door. Yeah, I was at Blue Door with my buddy Yari.
Yeah.
Yari, he's one of like.
The producer, or?
No, he's like he's an MC. You know, okay. I would say that he's an MC. But man, he's crazy what he is, what he does, and stuff like that. I always say that what he is.
What did it feel like to be in the studio atmosphere? Just seeing it. Did you get spark or did you get nervous?
I feel like every day would just be a day of what I want to do and being the person that I want to be instead of just getting into trouble, you know?
Yeah. Just looking at 9 to 5.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
It's cool. So not only say this, so say there's some kids will be watching this and stuff like that. They want to get into skateboarding. They don't know where to go, how to start. What would you tell them to get from that one point? Okay, they got a skateboard. Now what do they do? Even just going out front, what would you tell them? What motivated you?
Just have fun, man. And I know I said something about being scared here.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when you grow up, you realize if you got through that fear, you're gonna be like, skating is like this. But if you're scared and you're skateboarding, I don't think you were meant to skate at all.
Yeah, you're scared to wipe out. Well, I used to wipe out and I didn't have a skateboard. Okay, now, when you write stuff, I get this feeling of accomplishment, like I've put my something onto a paper, it's something that's meaningful to me. Now, what would you tell youth out there that I want to write? Say they could write poetry and stuff. What would you tell them to motivate them to continue following what they love to do?
When I started writing, I could just say, keep it up as best as you can. If you do it every day, and if you fall off that habit, the routine, and the spirit of it, I don't think it would matter after. To me now, if I could say, because I've made a bad decision of not writing every day, as I feel like it's not so special anymore.
Yeah. So
keep writing.
Keep writing. Man, I just want to thank you for kicking it, getting through a 6 shop. You want people to check you out on any of your stuff? That's your time to let them know about socials. Okay, what's your rap name though? How do people find you? Your rap name, what is it?
It's Lagddy on SoundCloud. You can just check whatever you want.
Lagddy? Just Lagddy or Lagddy?
Lagddy.
Lagddy on SoundCloud. And you can check me out right here on RezX TV.
What a great show we had. We got to check out Oskana Cup, chop it up with a young up-and-coming rapper. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not a Steelers fan, but I am a fan of Mac Miller, who is from Pittsburgh. Wiz Khalifa, Black and Yellow, and Wu-Tang, Black and Yellow. That's the only reason why I'm wearing it. So don't be getting all twisted up saying, Info likes Pittsburgh Steelers, because I'm a 49er fan. And not after the Powell 49er. I'm talking about San Francisco 49ers. But yeah, that was it. And talking to young and upcoming MCs, I think back to when I was a rapper coming up back in the 90s, and all the artists that I actually got to witness. And one of them actually was just came to Regina, and he actually performed. I got to watch him live on stage. I was on stage watching him. And so we're going to end this episode with sights and sounds of the Sweet Escape Festival that featured Fat Joe, Mercules, Northside Baby was there, and just to switch it up at the end. So I'm Brad Bellegarde. I'm your host, RezX TV, a lifestyle show for everyone on Access Now. Tune in next week.
Bellegarde, but here we're the hip hop shop, so it's also known as Info Red, aka Info Ridiculous, aka Various Tees, aka Styles Very. I got more names than you.
AKA Cream of Wheat, AKA Pogie, AKA it's a bad word, but yeah, there's that, and then AKA
Young Lang. I'm called Young Lang, AKA Din. Hey.
AKA Pizza Boy.
There you go, man. Names for days. 306 Hip Hop Skate Shop, right here. Info Red, Lagddy.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today